Y'all, welcome to Xbox Has No Games. I know we didn't do it last night. It's on me. And I don't owe none of y'all motherfuckers no apology about this shit. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hookers and hoes, we got Ultimate Wino in the motherfucking building. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Just the boy right here, Lord Pegasus. You know what I'm saying? I heard some of y'all Xbox dudes out there got problems and stuff about the order of the Pegasus that we're doing out here, man. Y'all getting judges and stuff because we grabbing around and Unicorn Lives Matter. All up to the unicorn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I got an Xbox seat. I even got Forza. So I want to know what's the problem.
We got in this promo. We got my man Other Zinc in the building. What's good with you, G?
Hanging in there, man. Glad to be here representing the chat. You know me. And we're going to get on Digital Foundry and that fake ass Alex.
I mean, I can talk what I want to talk about. You know, I apologize for last night. But I had to do what I had to go do.
So sometimes real life jump in there and mess up a few things.
And we got Livewire in the building. You know, that's my alter ego.
Yeah, I just wanted to change up my avatar, show some love out there to more of the female persuasion. My avatar represents a big lip beast that thinks it's hot in these streets. You know what I mean? And I just want to show some love, man. Show some love.
Appreciate that, man. You representing the pony, man. I appreciate that.
How you like my lipstick?
It's looking good, man. It's looking good, man. It's looking good, man. That's one of the things you must do when you sign up with the Pegasus. You know what I'm saying? Hell the unicorn, so you can get up in there. You got to know how to get everything down pat, your makeup and everything.
Well, I'm saying, I took the form of an ungodly creature that they like so much, just to show some love out there.
Mm-hmm.
So ungodly.
But yeah, what do you want to start with?
Yeah, well, I don't care. It's up to y'all. Shit.
I'm trying to think. You want to start with Sega? Because we ain't really go into that topic like that.
Actually, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't listen to y'all motherfuckers last night because I didn't know y'all motherfuckers went on last night.
Nah, we were just shooting the shit. We wasn't.
I know you were shooting the shit, but I didn't know you should have told me. See, I would listen. Shit.
Yeah, they was experimenting, seeing how we could get on.
It was more trying to get me to figure out how to use StreamYard.
But I would have attempted to come through. You know what I'm saying?
It was a test by fire. Well, yeah, again,
straight fire.
It was more just trying to get me to figure out how to do StreamYard.
You me in there, Drake. Come on, Drake. You could have told me something, Drake. No, that ain't wrong. I jumped on Flip this morning. I was like, Flip, y'all motherfuckers went on.
Man, you had family things to do, man. Don't worry about that. You do what you got to do with family member.
Absolutely. Hey, man, but that Sega thing is some people think it's not a big deal, man, and I keep trying to tell people about Microsoft. Bill Gates, he looks exactly like Mr. Rogers, but I keep telling y'all, don't think he's nice. And when Microsoft makes a deal, it's not for fun. I mean, it's all business. So I don't know what makes people think that this is a small deal between Microsoft and Sega, because it's not. It's not a small deal. So I and there have been things that happen, like It's several games already that Microsoft had that they got from Sony. They just didn't get a few of them. I mean, the whole Yakuza franchise is in Game Pass or something like that, ain't it? Or it was.
It
Streets of
is.
Rage
Thank God.
came. Streets of Rage
I
4
believe so.
came day and date to Game Pass. We got that shit for free. I mean, it's too many things, man. Yeah, it's too many things. That's a big deal. It's a big deal.
So I gotta talk
Oh,
about it.
I, well, I look at it like I mean I understand people trying to downplay it, but come on, if Mike, if Sony, not Sony, if Sega put it out there and said, listen here, we're trying to build this massive, big, open world game, this super game on Azure that had this thing running like butter, or whatever the situation may be. I don't know why they trying to downplay that. Like that, I mean, it's not like we making this shit up. You hear
right,
from the man himself. We not making this shit up. We didn't know. We're not no insider. Shut up, Baka, because I know you ended about to say something. But we're not. We're not the one that's saying this. They can read the article just as well we can. I don't understand why when people read things and stuff like that, come down to Microsoft, like to try to twist it. Right?
right,
You got a problem with it, go holler at the president or executive of Sega.
right. And I'm listening to other podcasts today, and they're trying to say what Sony would have done if this were Sony that signed this deal with Sega. They make it obvious as to what they're going to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Here's what I have to say to that. Okay, what did Sony say about it? Nothing, because they weren't at the table. This doesn't concern Sony. So now what? I mean, now what? Sony's not there. So this is yet another deal that Sony is getting beat out on. I wonder what Colin think of how strategic this move is by Microsoft, since he knows so much about business.
But
But
So
everyone is
it's something that y'all forgot. And it's something that people forgot. You know what I'm saying? The mind of the what Flip say, tiny head. You know what I'm saying? Fantasy Star 2 Online on Xbox did way more expectations than they thought there was going to be. That shit shot off the fucking roof, and people still playing it. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Just like Vodka plays, uh,
Black
motherfucking
Desert.
Black Desert. People are playing Fantasy Star online like it's crazy, and people don't understand that. And Sega looked at it like, hey, these Xbox guys are playing these games.
hmm
They're playing these games. These ponies ain't playing these fucking games. Sorry to say it, they're not. And with
Right.
I'll make a video sometime this week. But they don't play these fucking games.
Yeah, and then you're getting studios to come to your side, and one the Everborn Saga said this. He said by the time people realize it, it'll be too late. He's exactly right. It's like it's like Vaca and I always bitching about no man. Vaca said it first publicly. He said, "Hey, Sony didn't win last generation. No, they didn't. And you're seeing the culmination of all of Microsoft's efforts today. And it's a plethora of them. They're all over the place. It's acquisition after acquisition, it's deal after deal, and this onslaught is amazing. I hear other podcasts talking about 2022 is going to be a big year. No, no, not bigger than this year. This holiday season, think about it this way. Like I said before, a Nintendo, see, people could say, oh, I have these. uh, I have an inside information. You could hear it straight from an executive's mouth. Nintendo executive says 61% of their entire business comes from the fourth quarter of the United States alone. And what's coming this fourth quarter? $2 billion franchises dropping in this fourth quarter. Forza Horizon dropping Tuesday. We're playing it now, but it's dropping Tuesday. And Halo is coming in the most powerful retail month of the year, December 8th, to lead off December. It's nothing going to be bigger than that next year, except for if Starfield happens to be as big as Halo, which is I doubt, because Forza Motorsport, the original $1 billion franchise, is dropping next year sometime, hopefully. So you just can't come. There are no games that Sony has that's as big as these two games here. Well, Gran Turismo is $1 billion franchise, but it's a shell of itself. So we don't know how big that's going to be. But this year is big. Flight Simulator made record profits. People forget about that. Sea of Thieves have 24 million people playing that shit. And it dropped with Pirates of the Caribbean in June, and people act like that shit didn't happen. You know? So no, this year is big. 2021 is big.
And today is
I look
Yeah.
at
Sunday,
it like
and all I can say is, Amen. I say,
I look
Amen.
at it like this.
I can't
This
say
I
that.
think the thing when people these ponies they want to hear too much about definitely. Well, it's just going to be this game on there. They just going to use it to put
Hmm.
certain games on the server. I think what it is. Well, I know what it is Sony don't have the ability to do what Microsoft doing. So
No, they
as
don't.
Livewire, me and Livewire say, they denial is a motherfucker. Deniability is some shit.
Yes.
So they
Glad you
got
brought
these
that
little
up.
things running around in their head, telling them to say something otherwise than what is there. I get it. Microsoft talking to it. They saying Sony missed out. Sony, how can you miss out on something that you don't have? You don't have the
Mhm.
infrastructure to do this. I said
Nope.
it before. Even Sony admitted it. They said it loud and proud. You can look it up on YouTube, type it up or whatever. You can see when Sony came out, the corporation of Sony that running the PlayStation division came out and said, we don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the know-how. We don't have the money to do it. So they ran to
Hmm.
Microsoft. So how can Sony? This is the thing I don't understand. How can they believe Sony could do anything if Sony already came out and say that they can? If you can't, you can't. If they're going to Microsoft, they're going to Microsoft. They're going to Microsoft because Microsoft have the know-how.
Hmm.
Anything online can be popular on a PlayStation. It can be popular on there. But guess what? They still went to Microsoft and they still will go to Microsoft. Because Sony what? They don't have it. If you don't have it, you can't whine and complain about it. You're complaining about something that Sony don't have. It's as
Hmm.
simple as that. That's like
And
me. That's like me complaining about shit that Jay Z and all these other dudes are doing with buying certain things. I don't got that. I don't got Jay Z no money to complain about what they're buying. And that's what these ponies are doing. They're whining about stuff that they have no control over. You
mhm,
can do your petition.org all you want to try to.
mhm.
I don't know what good it's going to do, but
Hey, Flip,
I'm
you
sorry,
fucked up.
don't work that way. That's
Hey,
not how
Peggy,
the way the
yeah.
world works. You can't wish it into existing.
Hmm. And it's like like you said, to start this part off that you just said, um, they're they're hoping the deal isn't big, just like they were hoping the Bethesda deal wasn't big and saying, oh, all the Starfield is going to be on the Xbox. I mean, on the PlayStation. Starfield's going, boom, they dropped the hammer right on their head. It's like, no, it's only going to be on the Xbox, period. And once they realize it, when they realize it, it's going to be too late. They're gonna drop another hammer on their head with the Sega deal. Hey, it's this guy James S. Young in the chat. He said, "Laugh my ass off. Colin is the topic every show. Colin, the reason Colin, and he said he don't know who Colin is. Well, Colin Moriarty is an undercover pony when he was at IGN, because you know they supposed to be neutral, right? But I knew he was a pony years ago. Him, Greg Miller, Ryan McCaffrey, I didn't sleep on those guys. I knew they were ponies. And then of course when they branch off away from IGN, they turn full pony. So they have um, James Young. They have these podcasts. One of them is "P.S. I Love You." Started off with that, and then the Colin made a show, "Sacred Symbols." Well, the reason I'm going to be on Colin's ass every single time I'm on anyone's podcast, and I'm only on this one because he emphatically dogged the shit out of Microsoft's executives. See, Microsoft's executives they're not combative. So they're not going to come at you. So I'm going to be their voice. Just like I said once before, I'm the type of guy that went to the basketball court and picked up those three bums I will call winners. And you know how everybody have a court in a city that guys will come to the court, they'll have the whole damn Chicago Bulls uniform on, the whole uniform, okay, socks pulled up, headband, all the shit, can't play dead, have their own ball, nobody would pick their ass up. I would pick somebody like myself, pick the three guys that nobody ever let play, and run the court the rest of the day. All right. Especially if they're not over here talking a lot of shit and they know they can't play. They just want to play and nobody will pick them up. I'm here to protect them. I'm their shit talker. So the reason I'm going to bring Colin up, make a long story short, everybody wants to reference 2013 from Microsoft and say, oh, how bad they were in 2013 when they actually had the best launch lineup. So since Colin, on one of his shows, Colin wanted to emphatically say how terrible, what's that one word Colin used that I always say? Heinous. He said it would be heinous if Microsoft would buy someone as big as Rockstar or Take Two or something like that. So, and then he said uh, Sony's deals are more strategic than Microsoft. So every time Microsoft make one of these deals, I'm going to point that shit out. Every time. I'm never going to let my foot off their throat, ever. I don't care what they do. I don't care how many podcasts want to call it a truce. And one podcast let me down today because the leader said, one guy in the chat said, Jeff Keighley is biased. And he said, we're not going to do any name calling today. Huh? That's not name calling. That's stating the damn fact. It's more people than just me know Jeff Keighley is not fair. We all know it. You can see it on his smug ass face how much he hates Xbox. So yeah, you're gonna get a dose of Colin from me every day. Every time I'm on and I have something for Alex Battaglia at Digital Foundry when we switch to Halo. But yeah, that Sega deal is gonna hurt them, and they better keep crying about it too, because I'm gonna get them. Soon as it's surfaced, I'll be there to rub it in their face.
All right, all right, all right.
Well,
And we
I'm
got a black.
looking.
We got a black. We got a black keyboard in the middle. We gonna. You can take over the show, G. Talk over.
Go ahead,
It's
live.
your show.
Go ahead,
Oh, I'm
Live. Go
like,
ahead.
I'm
It's
like,
your
I
show.
don't know if.
It's your show.
All right, so
I'm
this
saying
is
that.
my thought with it is, you know, I, I'm not even worried about what's exclusive and not and blah blah blah. I just, I'm thinking of infrastructure type stuff. Like, what if we can get games that may come exclusively to Game Pass, uh, whereas Microsoft can get away with providing Game Pass providers with content without charging extra for it. So therefore, they won't get penalized with the whole um, oh, you can't sell this as a separate, a separate I mean as a game based on what are the platform restrictions are. You know what I mean? Like the same stuff that they run into all the time now. It's like, oh, you can't sell this game, or that people can't have this game because of whatever. This game was built specifically for whatever specific platform, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, this game was made for Sony's platform or blah 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 or Nintendo's
Yeah,
platform.
or even their own. It was made for the
Hmm.
XOG versus the Xbox One. So,
Hmm.
or now the Series X. So the
Hmm.
thing for me would be nice. All right, what if you could just like catalog all of Sega's games that are available, or as many as you can, catalog
Hmm.
them, put them in a virtual space within Game Pass. Whereas, like, it would just be like Sega consoles. And then I would say, why don't you might as well do the same thing for your own shit too. You know what I mean? So have it where the categories are like they are now, but then you have a section where it's just console generations, and it would be a Sega section and an Xbox section. And then that's where you would put all the games that's how you get away with some having games that can't be bought. Now, will people complain about it? Sure. People will complain because they'll be like, oh, they're trying to take away the right of people buying. But it's like, yo, motherfucker, you want to have this game, period. But they have to
Hmm.
explain that shit. They got to explain, like, look, it's either this or nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm sure you would rather have the game than not. So, but you have to explain it because otherwise you're gonna get dumbass media people or fanboys that are gonna say some stupid shit because they're not,
Hmm.
they ignorant, willfully ignorant. Like they just want to run with a narrative. They're taking away your right to. I mean, because shit, if Xbox was really the Netflix of gaming, that's what they would really do. Because you can't really buy a lot of that shit, like Stranger Things and all that shit, um, until a while after. I don't even know if they even sell that outside of
I'm not
Netflix
sure.
nowadays. I don't even know anymore. I know that initially they did,
Hmm.
like
Well,
just like
that's one of the
HBO. You know what I mean? You could buy the Game of Thrones and all that shit, but I don't know if Netflix. I'm sure they
that's one
do
of the
sell some
things
of this
that
shit,
got
man.
that's one of the things that got Netflix in trouble. Not in trouble because they innovated. They started something. They started this service, okay? But they were using other people's things. And this is why I'm so confident that Colin Moriarty can't spell business because Sony doesn't own anything. Well, Netflix didn't own anything. That's why they're in debt today. Now, Netflix owns a lot of things and they have their own shows now. So they're going to slowly climb out of this debt. Microsoft never entered debt one time because they had cash cow franchises to build Game Pass from. That's why they could be so arrogant. That's why they could go get whatever it is they want because they built Game Pass off of the back of Gears, Forza, Halo, Minecraft, Xbox Live. Now you have Azure, and one podcast is talking about how Sega and Sony have signed on to Azure. Microsoft have a lot of companies on their Azure servers, a lot bigger than them. So I mean, so it's just a endless cash cow that they have to operate with. I even heard Jez say he he said Halo is going to have to pay that money back, dude. Halo don't have to pay shit back. Halo is the cash cow. Oh, well, other than Minecraft. Minecraft is the biggest game on Earth, period. Bigger than anything. So it surpassed Tetris. But Halo has its own money, like Bach and I always say. They have their own money, dude. You know, they don't need any money. They don't have to do nothing. But they know whatever they invest, whatever research and development they spent on the slip space engine and the 1,200 plus developers they have working on Halo, they know that return on investment is going to come within the first 2 weeks of that game dropping. And they shit is coming free. Yeah, they'll be just fine. But it was a lot of stuff to talk about, man. I'm glad we got on Sega first because that's a big one. I'm a big time Sega fan. I tell you what, just like if y'all saw my stats, I beat the hell out of Streets of Rage. I mean, I went I went all the way in on that game. Love Streets of Rage. Beat it several times with several different characters. I'll be looking forward to Daytona 2. I mean, and I know that sounds crazy, but I love Daytona. You know, I'm a big racing fan, as some of y'all could see playing Forza Horizon. I think I'm a level 69 or something like that. I already put like, I don't know, almost 20 hours, 16, 17, 18 hours in that thing, you know. But that's what I like from Sega. Out of all the games they have, and people overrating whatever. It's just not a game that I play. Like Yakuza, people love it. I don't play that, but I do play Streets of Rage. But it might be a good game. It's just not for me. So
Yeah, I ain't worried about the games that so much, like the nostalgia games like that. Other than what I mentioned before, like as far as new stuff, I mean, you know, they basically trying to build shit in the cloud. So I mean, it'd
hmm
be interesting to see how that shit work. I know it's like some Stadia route type shit, where it's like, you're not dependent on the hardware to what I mean, to like pump out uh graphics and fidelity like we are now. So that could give your console longevity. It was a thought process they had initially with the Xbox One, but it just never really came to fruition during that generation, which is why it wasn't
Livewire.
it
Uh,
wasn't pushed to be that powerful. What?
why? Why your avatar is why your avatar?
So why is it that? I said, man, because I'm out there showing love to I mean to Big Lip Commandos and
So they can bob
Hey
their
man,
head so we can see them. Waka waka wah,
hey
wah.
man, I know it's late, and I'm gonna have to get out of here too after a while.
I
And I
know.
know everybody have to start their work week on Monday. But shit, Snow Elite is in this crowd in this chat here, and that dude, man. That dude going some battles. Okay. And sometimes we the only two cats over in there. While we listen to podcasts, talk about how shit Halo 5 was. And it just sets our hair on fire. And then 108 Dragon to show up and he'll state some facts that Shisno and Lee and I try and say, with our small voices in the chat before 100 Live and Flip gave me a voice and allowed me to represent the chat and say, no, Halo 5 is the most profitable. It's the most played Halo game, period, ever. And nothing is even close. But yet you hear podcasts want to talk about how it failed. I'm like, how the hell do you spell failure? I bet Sony wished they had a game that made that much money. And then I even heard Rand say, I don't even think Halo had 24 million players. That's because you're not listening. Phil Spencer told us it was less than 6 months after Halo 5 dropped. There were 31 million people playing this game. 31 million. But people act like they didn't hear it. I get sick of hearing that. And then you wanted to and honest to goodness truth, dude. And y'all know how much I like Halo. I can't stand Buck. I can't. I couldn't stand him when he was on ODST. He talked too fucking much. Shut up. You know, y'all at war and you steadily running your mouth. You know, cracking
And
jokes. I don't want to hear. I want to hear that
he
shit.
was trying to hit that box though.
Hey man, that's cool. And
He was trying
you
to hit
know,
that box. He
hey,
was trying to
and
hit that.
there is a tough ass chick. So
Yeah,
you
see, he
know,
was trying to hit
that
that box.
that's cool. But he run his mouth too much. You know, when he's with that fire team Osiris, he's over here running his mouth too much. So you don't like the personality of Spartan Locke, and some of us know it's more than that. Why you didn't like Locke? I listened to Ryan, and y'all can look this up when that short TV series came out with Locke on it. Uh, I forget his first name, but something
Oh,
Coulter. Whatever Coulter is
Michael
his name.
Coach. That's HMR.
Coulter.
That's
Yeah,
HMR.
right, right. Well,
That's
he
HMR.
had a Halo short series. It
Yeah.
was pretty good too. And then they were trying to dog this dude out like he couldn't act. That motherfucker was on one of the best shows. I love The Good Wife. The Good Wife was a great show. He was on that shit. You know, I mean, and the Master Chief, he don't have a personality. Locke didn't have one either. He was all business. You know, but you want to hate on this dude.
Jeez.
Hey, well, I'm glad somebody could
He was
say,
on
hey,
Luke Cage too.
yeah,
He was
you
Luke Cage.
know, but Ryan McCaffrey hated that dude a
Man,
year before that show started.
fuck Ryan McCaffrey. I'll say that to my motherfucking
You,
soul. I don't care
you
about.
know I don't like him. I mean, I
I don't
always
care.
reference him as
If
trash,
people
but
tell me quit saying this hateful shit, no,
no,
I want you.
100. It have to be said. It have to be said because when you say something bad about Sony or something else, you have to stop. And then when people say something bad about Microsoft, oh no, it's free game. Go right ahead. I'm never going to stop. I'm
No,
never
I'm
going to
for
stop.
sure.
I heard what's his name in here? Six Slayer said the Zynga got a lot of hate in him or something like
Yeah,
that.
give free
Yeah,
smoke.
yeah,
Give 'em
sick.
free.
No, I'm gonna
Give
give
'em
him the
free smoke,
business, dude.
man.
24 hours.
Give them free smoke.
24 hours.
Give them
Yeah.
motherfuckers free motherfucking smoke. Thing about it is, we talked about shit. We went left, right, and mid, and we still ain't talking about what we wanted to talk about Forza.
Nope. Let's get on Forza. Hey, you know what? I hate to do it, but
That's how
anybody
we
can
do
get
it.
it.
That's how we do
It
it. So how y'all
anybody
feel about
can
the
get it.
motherfucking Forza game?
All I'm saying, other thing, set it off on Forza. Oh man,
Let me set it
Digital
off, dude.
Foundry,
You
Digital
know how I
Foundry.
always
Woo.
say, and
Yeah.
TK9 said it best. Why are you gonna listen to what did he call him? TV cookout dad. Okay, gaming addict. He admitted that I don't like. He's not a racing guy, and he did say he liked Forza. Now, out of all of the things you could say about this game, he chose to attack the avatars and the language. And Delilah HD jumped in the chat and she said they tried to carry over those character voices from I even forget where they were last, England or wherever the last Horizon 4 was. And he said without knowing, and it's you got to be careful when somebody is in the crowd that loves the game you're talking about and knows every damn thing about the game. I love Forza. Have since the very first. Well, I like Project Gotham more than I like Forza, and I was mad that Microsoft was giving Forza all of this love, but eventually Forza won me over, and here we are today. So, Gaming Addict said that they should have hired somebody that knows the Mexican culture better in so many words. and he didn't like the clothes that they were wearing. Well, I'm going to tell you something. In college, I dated a girl on the basketball team, the 6 foot Mexican. Okay, they wear our clothes there. They want to dress like kids in the United States there. You're not going to see people in Mexico other than a mariachi band walking around with sombreros on. Okay, they dress like us over there. And if you want to see how bad some of those cats are, watch one of them Spanish channels and see how fire those women are and on their soap operas. Dude, we would get some 40s in college and watch the Spanish channel and watch the Spanish soap operas, don't know shit they saying. Okay, but they were so fire. We just like, man. And my girlfriend to come in, and she full Mexican, know how to speak Spanish, and she said, "What are you guys doing?" You know, but we watching the show, couldn't understand shit until she told us what was going on. You know, but anyway, back to Attic. Attic said they should hire somebody to go through the dialogue. Well, Attic, if you wanted to hear them speak in Spanish, the game has several different languages that your character could speak in. Several different languages. And furthermore, they did hire this guy because the guys from Playground Games, they thought they had the Mexican, the Spanish verbiage down, and when they brought this studio guy in from Hollywood, that he loves to make sure that things are authentic when you're speaking of the Spanish culture. He wanted to make sure that they were authentic, and he said, "What is this? This language that these people are speaking of is Portuguese." And the guy from Playground Games said, "What? We didn't know these were Portuguese names." He was like, "Yeah." So he changed it all around. And then when you're going through the game, as many of us here played Forza Horizon, the narrator, when they switch from speaking English into Spanish, it is amazing and fluid. So he picked on the wrong thing, and the wrong guy was sitting in the chat because I heard him and I listened
Shout
to
out to my man,
everything.
uh, my man, Yobi, Slowly, because they think I was asleep. Fuck them. Shout out to the $5, because I ain't sleep. I'm wide awake. Um, Shout out to my man Yobi, and
Hmm.
he said that it's real that y'all read that
Hmm.
shit off. I'm not.
Hmm. Yeah, now I see you out there, James Young. Yeah, man, I'm tired of that, dude. I'm tired of everybody getting away with murder over here, and this Microsoft is this punching bag. No, man, no. They just do what they do what they need to do, and they just not gonna argue with you all day. If Microsoft were run by Flip or Livewires, these jokers wouldn't be getting a free Xbox or demoing the game for free. You know,
Yeah,
they wouldn't be getting that.
I wish they would have more narratives for the Forza games though. Like I always been talking about they should make it where you go through a racer's career. Do like a like that 2K shit where they be
Hmm.
doing the stories and shit. Have it as a addition to the just have a whole separate team that just works on that. I
Hmm.
mean, they can afford it. I don't say why not. I
Hmm.
don't know. I
You
mean, they
talking
could
about
do
like
like my
you're talking
player
about like
and what's the other one? The my the something life with
I,
the
yeah, I know
football.
what you're talking about. It's actually a game that actually had the mode like that. I cannot my
Yeah,
brain going blank right now.
it
It's,
was.
it's something ultimate.
It should
It's
just
a
be
big
called
open world,
rivalries.
driving world, and you build yourself up exactly how you say it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just like that. You get a crib,
Hmm.
you got all this stuff, but it's still arcadish or whatever.
That was
I
2K shit.
cannot think of the name of the game, but I know
yeah,
what
That
but
was
you're
they should
talking
just
2K
call
about.
shit.
it straight up. They should just call it
That was
rivalries.
2K
They
shit.
have rivalries in there. Just call that particular mode rivalries.
Hmm.
That was 2K
Where
shit.
you basically just follow a career mode of somebody who's going from maybe like a kart racer to that should be dope. Like start them off when they a kid, and
Hmm.
you
You
move
know what,
on up.
live? I think. I kind of hope they don't do this because I don't want the game to slow down. Because actually, I don't. I'm not. Of course, I'm a
Oh, no,
racing
no,
fan.
no. I need it to be separate,
Oh,
not part of
separate.
the campaign. Yeah, it needs to be
Oh, I
its own
see.
thing.
I see. I see.
Yeah, you
I
can
see.
still have Forza Horizon as Forza Horizon
I
is,
see.
but then you could
Mhm.
choose, or what you could do is be like, all right, which version do you want to do? Do you want to start where is it you're already in the track racing, or you want to start from this campaign intro, which basically it's basically a glorified tutorial mode, teaching you
Well,
how to
I tell
drive.
you what, I just made it live to this one section. I think it's the fourth section of these categories. I've been going through them so fast because I just want to race. I'm at this final category where you do street racing in Mexico. I guess street racing is a thing. And as you're going through the tutorial, you know how they drop this out of a plane to start the game. Well, this time you're going through this tutorial racing one other guy. And it's a street racing thing. And I went through this tunnel and I was just listening to a podcast, the podcast some of us listen to at night. I'm forgetting uh, TXR, I think it is. We listen
TXR,
to
yeah,
sometimes
TXR,
some,
yeah.
yeah, listening to them. And I vaguely heard when you're going through these tunnels, they were telling the story of these tunnels and how they use for street racing. And this is the street racing segment that pops up all over Mexico, the area that you in. Now I know it's not as extensive as what you're saying, but this guy, he does go into this small version of street racing, and you know,
But
and
not
it
to
goes
cut
from
you off,
there,
Brother
but
Z.
not to be as
It's
elaborate as live.
not to cut you off. It's
Mm.
called it's game you thinking about that's like that is Test Drive Ultimate. Test Drive
Test
Ultimate is
drive,
like that.
test drive ultimate was the shit.
It's just like that. Same thing that Live talking about. Then one, two, and three, all of it in there. Because I used to play it on a 360. It's like that. It had a big open world like that. You build up your stack. It got a whole storyline and everything. Test Drive Ultimate. That was a good game, I think.
Man, Dragonheart Yobi. Oh, that's who you were talking about, Dragonheart Yobi, that put that super chat in there. If Thanos was in real
Everybody
life,
wants.
is that the one? If Thanos was in real life and he left it up to 100 for us to not get snapped away, 100 would turn into a Snorlax right away, sleepy
I
jerk.
would.
Oh, you wrong. You wrong for that. You wrong
Yeah,
for
he
that.
wrong. He on some bullshit for that. $5. Yeah, but sometimes though, live, I agree with that. But you don't want to deviate too far from the game. But if it was a separate package, then that's cool. And I'm hoping that they'll do a separate thing like that for Forza Motorsport. You know what else they did it in? Flip. They did it in college
What?
football. Because you remember how you could build a character and you'd have to recruit this dude and and get him to come to your school. They did it a little bit in that when you were recruiting players in college football before in
Right.
NCAA before they took it away because they wouldn't pay the players.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
let me get on Lemon best friends, his people and stuff. That Lemon like to go over there and give high five to. I
Who? What
sat there
happened?
and I watch it. I watched they show, and
Whose show we talking about?
um Lemon friend, digital asshole.
Oh boy. Okay, let's go.
These guys, digital asshole. Let me count the ways of how fucked up you are. That's me and Bach was saying in a party. How about digital asshole? And they was over there once again. Microsoft extended their hand to go check out this game. It amazes me how they act like they know about what they're talking about. And let me remember this also when he said PC gamers don't pay them any fucking attention, know that they're bullshit. For a
Hmm.
company that act like they know about tech like that, it amazes me. This is the second time they done got called out by Microsoft. See, I think Microsoft doing this shit on purpose to show you how fucked up and bullshit that they do. The second
Mm-hmm.
time that I know of when Microsoft invite them out there,
Mm-hmm.
they was looking at how they have each I have the game on each console, the Xbox One, the
Did you
Xbox One
see that
S,
shit?
yeah, the Xbox X, the Series X. It was amazing how they was phrasing things like, I don't understand how they are able to have these frame rate, stable on each console that they have, whether it's 900p, 1080p, 4K, so forth and so forth, and the frame rate being locked at
That was
30,
so
60, or
amazing,
100.
Flip.
I was like now y'all want to say y'all don't know
Hold
what's
on,
going
hold on
on.
1 second. A live wires. Did you see what Flip is talking about? What we talking about? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw the video.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, Flip, and live. Go next. I want to hear what you have to say.
No, no,
And I
I'm
really,
angry right now.
I
I'm
wish it
angry
were
right
me.
now.
I wish I were
This nigga about
100.
he
I
about to go
wish
to
I were
sleep.
100 right now.
I'm angry right now. I'm angry right now. Y'all motherfuckers in believe in Microsoft and the
No,
Xbox
no,
No,
no.
no,
and
no.
the
That's not
Oh,
what we're
listen,
talking
Instagram
about,
no.
Hunter.
You gotta
games.
listen to this one. You gotta
No,
listen to
Hunter,
No,
this
you
one,
gotta
bro.
listen. You gotta
Y'all
listen.
hear
no,
this
I
one.
know.
This is the
I
thing that
heard.
they
I
do.
listened.
This is the thing that they do. They was
No,
mind bugged. It's like Microsoft on turn 10 fucked their head up because they were trying to figure out how did Microsoft do that.
but
How is
but
it
fuck
possible
them.
for them to have it set up the way they got going across these consoles? So I'm saying to
Yeah, but
myself,
fuck them. They're not
no,
the
ball,
all
you'll shut
end
your drunk
all.
ass up and be quiet. There's a point to this.
Ain't no
For
point.
a company that think
Fuck
that they know what the
them.
fuck they're
Fuck.
talking about, every time they go to Microsoft, they make themselves look like fucking fools. Like, this is the thing I don't get. Because I remember when Lemon say this. People who don't know about gaming or PC like that, that's not in the know, run to these dickheads and they be like, well, even though the resolution on the PlayStation joint dip a little, that's still maybe a good thing the way that they did. But even though Microsoft joined and study and it's keep moving, whatever, it's not really a fit. Like they come up with bullshit. But when Microsoft bring y'all out there and let y'all see these games or whatever, they're mind fucked. It's like now they got Microsoft dick in their mouth. And
Yeah, they
and, and,
really
and, and the thing
confused.
and the thing is, they sit up here and spit all this bullshit about Xbox, but yet when they go down there, they dumbfounded. The boy walking around, they explaining to them how they doing it, and he's like, it's just fucking amazing how they do it, like bobblehead. The old head dude with the loss of the hair, he look like a fucking bobblehead. Like he
Uh,
don't like.
the main digital foundry guy.
Thank you, the main dude.
He
He like.
he
Go ahead.
looked crazy, and he did look
I
like he did look awestruck. I tell you what,
Go ahead, live. Jump in on that.
if I had the computer knowledge of now I know everything that they're talking about. Okay, because I do watch that game stack stuff. I watch Jason Ronald. I really listen in, but I'm not a computer guy. If I knew as much as Lemon, or if I knew as much as 100, I would be talking so much shit right now. Okay, but at least I do get the gist of what goes on and what you need to have this or that with the computer. But what they were showing to Richard Ledbetter, that's his name, Flip, what they were showing to
Right.
him,
Okay.
he had no idea. He was like, how could you do this? But go ahead, live. I could talk about this shit too
Go ahead.
all damn day. I could kill them on this shit.
Well, I mean, I ain't really got much to say about the topic, to be honest. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't really, you know what I mean? Like they said the same shit about Gears. It ain't
And
surprised me.
hmm
You know what I mean? But again, the things that they only look at one facet of the game. They don't talk about gameplay. They don't talk about so much,
hmm
you know.
Oh, live, you blew it. You shouldn't have said that.
So I mean, and I get it. That's what Digital Foundry is. They basically are a glorified what do you call that shit?
Liar.
No, none of that shit. What's that shit
I
that they
call
be
them.
They're opportunists.
like a stat test? That's all they do.
Hmm.
All
Yeah,
it is about looking at stats, a
yeah,
benchmark.
yeah.
That's all they do
But,
with benchmarks.
but I'm
Yeah,
saying though,
but
Lyle, this is what I'm
go
saying.
ahead.
For them to supposed to be that they don't know nothing. Like why
Mm-mm.
did every time Microsoft comes out, oh come on out, check this
They're
out.
not well because they're not
They look
engineers.
stupid.
Well, because they're
He
not
did,
engineers.
and
They're
then live, like what you just said. You said um they do tech tests, and
yeah.
and I watched the show today when Alex and this Sony guy were dogging out Halo, trying to dog out Halo, right? So he said, Alex said, you remember on the part of the Halo, this second 6 minute Halo demo that they had? He's trying to be critical of every little thing, right? So he said the game switches to 30 frames per second when the Master Chief shot his grapple, shot the that Banshee and shot his grapple hook. He said that was in 30 frames per second. That quick moment was in 30 frames per second, he said. And then he said when his arm swung around, it wasn't in the proper cadence. I'm looking at this, I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? But you could try and say that that was at 30 frames per second. I'm
Right.
like, really? It was the craziest thing, dude. And I'm like, are you really kidding me right now when he said that? They never dissect the Sony game like that ever. They'll
Nope.
never do that.
Nope. And
I could I can believe that.
I've seen quite a few of their videos just to see how this play out with the comparison. But every time they go to Microsoft, huh?
Yeah, yeah. You baffled.
I mean,
Eh,
but right, it's a lot. That's not even the fact that they're not engineers. That's not even the thing. It's the simple fact of how they're fucking lying. And Microsoft X, and I don't get how people don't see this because it's like
Right.
I'm baffled. I don't know how they.
I don't.
Like,
You have to.
are you
That was
serious?
amazing. I couldn't believe that
I
happened.
don't. How it's like this. It's like listen here. It's like this, huh? I don't know how they got the A button right here in this green. Wow. How oh my God, I pushed the button. It moved.
Right.
I swear they act like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why do people go to them again?
I have no
Because
idea. Oh, that great. Another great point. And I'm gonna finish what I now remember. What else I was gonna say about him shooting that grapple hook at that Banshee and swinging around and overtaking the Banshee on a PlayStation game. In a situation like that, you're not even playing the game. It switches to a movie. Whether it's Spider-Man or whether it's God of War, they take the control out of your hand and you do this miraculous stunt. Meanwhile, with Halo, everyone is doing that move themselves. And that's what I keep telling you guys. This is the reason why I play Gear so much. I have to play the game. I don't want the game to play for me. I don't want to watch no damn movie. Gameplay is the most important thing to me. I want to do it. I want to play the game. And shooting that grappling hook, and it's not turning to a cutscene like Uncharted or God of War or Spider-Man. No, you do the action. You're performing this action. I want to see him break that shit down.
You what up?
they can't.
What up?
They
What up?
can't
What up?
break it down.
Who is that?
They
It's your
can't
boy
break it
Lemon.
down because
You
they
already know
fucking
who. You know who it is.
108 Dragons
I'm about to get
TV
these.
is
I'm
in
about
the
to give.
building.
First of all,
Let
I'm
me
about to
let me
give Digital
fall back.
Foundry some smoke. I'm about to
Hey,
give
hold,
Digital Foundry some
hey,
smoke.
108.
Hey,
Hold
hey,
on, 108. Hold on 1 second. Let me reach for my glass. I'm gonna put my feet up. Go ahead.
First of
look,
Go
all,
ahead.
hold on. Ain't nothing in here, but I'm gonna act like it is. Go ahead.
I'm toasting up that holiday coquito, baby. That Boricua drink of the holidays, baby.
I'm drinking this Cabernet Sauvignon. Let's go.
Let me tell you something, man. First of all, Digital Foundry knows better. Let me tell y'all how they do these frame rate tests, and they fraud the public.
Tell it.
When they start talking about these millisecond drops, right here it went from 60 to 58. You don't see that in game. They fabricate what they choose to point out, and giving people a perspective like me and you gonna notice that. It's not true. It's absolutely not true. Now I'm gonna tell you what happened to these idiots. Once again, they went out here and talked about how first they crapped on the Xbox One X. There's no way possible a 6 teraflop system could do native 4K gaming. I want to know what makes y'all think y'all engineers, because y'all not. That's the discredit right there with them. Number two, if you watch their video, they said something last week about Forza being held back from last gen.
I heard that.
Now I said to myself, before we had Series X's, we had 1X's and S's.
But the 1X did do Forza Motorsport native 4K, 60 frames per second lock.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that.
Okay, go ahead.
So before we had a Series X, we had a beautiful game way before the Series X was out. Years. But they want to put in people's head. They want to say, "Oh, Forza looks amazing," but I think it's being held back from last gen. So I'm saying last gen's achievement, if it came out looking exactly like 4, nobody would be mad. The game is beautiful.
Yep.
4K 60 last gen, especially Motorsport. 4K 60 locked.
Yeah, they had to upscale the Horizon one.
Now,
go ahead.
Once again, Microsoft did this. They did it the first time. Oh, you out here throwing shit on our name? We're going to invite you to them Red Bin Studios. And you're going to sit down yourself. And we're going to let you capture and do whatever you want to do. Then they go back and make another video. We don't know how they achieved this. You don't know how they achieved it because you don't make games.
You don't do shit.
You don't make games. You're not an engineer. You're not a programmer. You don't even know C++. Let me tell you how they get these frame graphs. There's a program, and I have it. You have to video record your game on a game capture card. You put that into the program, and it shows you the frames. Who can't do that? You think they doing something special? They're not doing nothing special. Everybody say, "Oh, look, they can count frame rates." No, that's the same program I got on my PC, and I can capture gears, I can capture Returnal, anything I want. Drag and drop, and they show you the same meters. Then I can go, hey, look, at this millisecond.
I told you
it dropped
already, dummies.
It dropped, but you see, the average Joe don't know that. So let's fast forward till today. I go and watch their Forza video.
Did you see that shit?
Microsoft said, "Let me show you something." They had 6 TVs playing with the game.
Did you
on
see
every
that shit?
version.
Hey, wait, hold on. You're going too fast. Let me interrupt you for 1 second. Hey, 108.
Hey, didn't 1X, the Series S,
and running in different performance modes. But go ahead.
With one controller, and didn't Phil tell us he's not gonna leave these people behind? Now you know they can't. We way out here. Those systems are. That system was 7 or 8 years old, and they made that game as good as they could possibly make it. Go ahead, 108. I don't want to ruin too much of your flow because this wine is great right now.
So now I'm just dropping the knowledge for the people because certain people don't look at. No,
they don't.
They don't look at the details that matter. They listen to these dudes like they the Bible of video games, and they're really not.
Right? They're not.
They're still learning. But this was crazy. They had one controller controlling all these systems.
Did you see that shit?
Everything was on the same screen. They're going from screen to screen looking, and the engineers explaining, "This is what we did." They're like, we
And
don't
they
know how
still
they
didn't
did this
understand.
because they
They
can't.
still didn't flip.
They because
still
they
didn't
can't.
do it.
They
Listen,
can't.
I sat there and I watched the ball go like this.
Hey,
What the
I'm
Let me
gonna
tell you
tell.
what
Let
else
me
is crazy.
Listen,
Go ahead, go ahead, go
Let-
ahead, go ahead.
like-
Dude.
let me jump you one more time because this is a poignant piece right here. Richard Ledbetter's face. And and people in the chat, Six Slayer, I know he heard me say it. He saw me say it in the chat. Shis No Elite, I know he heard me say it in the chat. I always say this shit. I say Gran Turismo got killed at E3 2011 by Forza Motorsport 4. It was live and it was on camera. This footage is live and on tape. I was watching E3 live when this happened. The Polyphony Digital developers were taking notes in front of the faces of
Facts.
Dan Greenwald. Dan Greenwald stood back and he was like, "What?" He didn't make any motion, but you could tell by the look on his face, like, these guys love our game. That was the day Gran Turismo died. Back to Flip Money. That's exactly what Richard Ledbetter looked like today when we watched that shit. He looked dumbfounded when he saw all of those TVs, all of those consoles being controlled by one controller, and the attention to detail that these
And
guys are
look,
doing, making this
Zink,
fucking
look what
game.
they did. Look what they did. Look what they did. Here, you control it. Go ahead.
Yeah, you do it.
You do it.
Yup. And then when they was going there like, I don't know how you do this.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
stuck. So
But
now,
y'all supposed to be the resolution king. So
nah,
why
but they
y'all
not.
don't know-
They not
They not.
engineers. They are not engineers.
Nope.
They need, yo, these people. Listen, Sick swears by them, and I'd be like, dude, them dudes
No.
is phony. Them dudes is phony. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They will, like I say, they'll say one good thing. They'll say, listen, Forza's amazing, but what about last gen? What the hell was the last few Forza's problems? Graphically,
What?
nothing.
What were they?
Nothing. That was amazing. So what are you talking
I
about?
like to know.
And you know what's
Please
crazy? And I talked about this on Dragon's Den Saturday. Let's keep it real here. Forza 5, Horizon 5 is not new gen stuff.
Mm-mm.
It's last gen engine.
It
They
is.
just added more special effects, but it's not the new engine.
No, it's
Forza
not.
Motorsport 8 is going to blow that out the water.
Oh my goodness,
with
it's going to
closed
be
tracks.
special. And the one thing they did implement some new techniques from
Yeah, but every
the
engine
new engine.
grows with a system.
Absolutely,
Frostbite,
absolutely.
Snowdrop, all of them.
And you know what?
Unreal.
When I saw this 100, it made me think back when they said, when you remember how all of us remember, and even everyone in the chat will remember this. This console is not fully tapped out yet.
No.
We still have a lot of growth left. And
Did
they're
you see
showing
the
you.
Xbox One X version of the game?
Did you see that shit?
I said, what? But you know what really killed it? When they showed the Xbox Series S game compared to the One X, and they
the
said
One X
the
looks
One
better.
X, they said no. They said the One X was superior because of 6 teraflops. And I tried to break it down to them. The One S is superior to the One X. The flops don't mean nothing. When
It is totally.
No,
that one picture look good.
No, listen, we're not talking about just GPU power. We talking about the whole system, because you can have a racing car.
You got better technology,
and you got 4 donuts. You ain't gonna never touch 200. Them donuts are gonna pop. You get what I'm saying? So but with the whole system, the S is the truth. And I want you to go back.
Oh yeah.
And I just want you to. They showed the scene with the jungle, and they had all these. They showed the One X, and I said, "Damn, that's awesome!" And then they showed the One S, and it's like everything started growing. And that was the S version, and then the X. Of course, you know what it's going to do.
Well, 108, you missed it. If you look a frame before that, before shit started growing, they actually watered that grass, and that shit just grew right before your fucking eyes. Okay, I saw it.
But
Hey,
it's like
I wanted
you
to
have
shout
to.
out to E-Rocks, because E-Rock, I listened to their show, and he's like me. It's like, no, man, I'm not letting my foot off their neck. I'm not. These jokers are gonna have to give me gifts. They're gonna have somebody feed me motherfucking grapes, peeled grapes. Okay.
Yo, Sick, don't be in the chat say you don't swear about them, because we had a whole big ass argument. You co-signing they BS. Stop lying.
No,
We are
we ain't
not gonna
co-signing
fraud the
nothing.
public. You was
Nope.
co-signing them.
Hey,
You gotta take that L.
We ain't got to do all that shit.
Nah. Listen, you need to wake your punk ass up.
I'm up. I've been up.
Man, I tell you, dude, I'm so hot right now. Yeah,
But
I
listen,
mean,
let me finish. So the point of the matter is, stop taking these dudes' word for concrete, because they doing what every other website is doing for clicks. They say one shit and then they go with, well, you know, I don't know. Don't say I'm starting no BS. You just don't like the truth. Anyway. Goddamn Sick.
Don't do
We
that.
had a whole hour argument about them dudes as frauds.
That's your man's. No.
In fact, that's my man.
You're right.
And look, and he's still getting that smoke. And he's still getting that smoke. I'm not biased. When you gotta take 100, what do we say? When you gotta take that L, you gotta take it. You know I ain't no liar. I do not lie, Craig. Anyway, what I'm saying is we swear by these dudes, right? Well, not us, not me.
No.
But you gotta listen to the narrative they
have
push.
to listen.
They always throw some BS. They just can't say Forza looks amazing.
Nope.
They're gonna say all these great things, but what about last gen? I think it's being
hold on. That's Lemon. Hold on. That's
only with Microsoft.
That's like dealing off the bottom of the deck when they say that bullshit. What about last gen? And if you want to say what about last gen, the PlayStation still couldn't do 1080p 60 flat. Could not do it. Even the PS4 Pro couldn't do it. So I don't want to hear all of this nonsense. And here's another thing that got me, that it don't get me, but I listen to him. You got to listen to him. When you say Forza Horizon is one of the best open world racing games, no, it's not. It's the best. I mean, you have to put, it's like saying the Ohio State. Everybody is not the university. The Ohio State is the Ohio State. This is the best open world racing game on the market, period. Say it.
It's the UCLA Bruins.
It's UCLA Bruins. Stop it. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not an Ohio State fan at all. I'm a Michigan fan. I'm just saying, you give credit to what credit is due. The Ohio State. It says it on their decal. Period. That is the best racing game, open world racing game there is. It has no equal, nothing.
And then I'm gonna touch on something y'all touched on earlier about these reviews and people saying.
Oh man! Stuff. Oh shit! Here you go. Let me pull some.
I respect a lot of dudes out here. I respect a lot of dudes.
Please do.
Same. Go, Lemon. Hurry up.
Dudes. But I'm gonna tell you this for the record. Some people don't need to review certain games.
Right.
First of all, dudes was like, yo, I think they need more animals and stuff in the environment. See, I've been to Mexico.
What?
Several hundred times.
Same.
When you drive from city to city, what you seeing in Forza is what you seeing out there. Cactus, dust, and road.
Hold on here, Lemon won't let nobody else talk. Hey, and also, Lemon, you see those murals on the side of those buildings, them damn paintings. That shit there.
Oh, facts. But I'm talking about what they said they didn't see in Mexico.
Go ahead.
First of all, you got a game so large. There's nobody can play enough in a week to review that game.
Hell, well,
it's impossible. No, if you 30 hours in, you still short.
You damn right, because I ran into some shit just before I jumped on this podcast. I'm like, what the fuck is this? All these reviews
go up because dudes want to put it out there. Then I'm listening to people. I'm listening to people who've never touched a foot in Mexico talk about what they should have put into. First of all,
did you hear that shit?
Pinpoint landscape for landscape.
Yes, it is.
Okay, this is the
As
new
Vodka,
Project Gotham, baby.
hold on, hey, Lemon. As Vodka said before, what Microsoft do? They use a satellite. They literally using a
Facts.
satellite scan
Facts.
to make this
So
game.
when you
It was
hear,
more than that. They actually also had the native people there take them through the terrain.
yes, and get certain points
Yes, they did.
and landmarks. Listen, this
Yep.
is the new
They
modern day
spent 3
Project
years
Gotham.
up in that bitch.
Yo, listen, Project Gotham did that first. When I used to drive over the Brooklyn Bridge, we used to have this condo, which is
Dude,
still
that
there.
shit
We
was
used to have the
bad as
lights
hell,
on the
boy.
right hand side.
Hey,
Right
but
when you
what
enter the
about?
Brooklyn Bridge going into Manhattan, they
Hey,
had the
but
same thing in the game.
hey, but 108. What about when that Corvette came on the back of that hill coming after you in that race?
Yo,
And-
listen. Now,
Man, man.
and you know, I wanted to bring that up because I hear
you
dudes
saw
like
that Corvette coming. It's like, oh shit!
I
I
ain't
gotta
been to
win this
Mexico, but I
race.
think the game should have this. No, you ain't been there. You don't
Nope.
have no idea what it is from town to town. Because
Mm-mm.
trust me, that's how it is.
Yeah,
That's exactly how Mexico is.
but
They took the
but
actual roads. This is not nothing where they say,
Nope.
you know what, we're going to make a great map. No, they didn't make a great
No,
map. They gave you the
they gave
landscape.
you what you see.
So don't
What
start
you
saying you
say?
want to see horses and pastures and farms because it's not made like that. It's not like that in Mexico. When you watch a Western movie, what do you see? The same damn thing.
Everything
But
you saw is what you get.
Ladies
What
and
were you gonna
gentlemen,
say live?
but I
yeah, no. What I was saying is you could just tell by what's going on by the reaction of some of the hardcore, diehard, uh, known ponies out here. I
I
mean,
ain't talking
maybe
about
not.
ponies. I'm talking about Xbox
No, no,
dudes.
no, no. I'm not. No, I'm not talking. Yeah, yeah. I know you're not saying that, but I'm just saying that. Look. You got modern gamers out here, Mister
Who?
Quality, Mister
It's a
Quality.
wow.
It's a rap. My man was playing Forza, and what he sound like? Sound like he was the nigga getting pussy for the first time, didn't he?
Woo!
Uh,
I
uh,
gotta hold up.
as
We
he
on live stream.
said,
I gotta change my drawers. Get your
Hey,
ass out of here.
what that really happened?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
he
Yeah,
tries to
Hey,
play both sides.
he was like,
hey,
oh,
listen, listen, hey,
look at the,
other
look
thing.
at,
Look,
oh.
listen, I can tell you this other thing, and I seen that during the live. This dude said it's a rap. He said he knows Sony executive. They hitting him
All
up.
DNA
That,
3.0.
no limit. That's the boy that said that Sony got an extra GPU under the CPU
I
next
know
to
I
the
saw that.
radiator
I saw that
system
good.
between the modulator that Sony made that can boost up God of War and make. I'm like, where the fuck? Who is these people you talking about?
But
Listen,
I
Now when it
didn't
comes
know
down
that
to
he
I'm
made
gonna give
a.
y'all. I'm gonna
entertainment,
give all five of us, well, four of y'all, because I can't count myself. I'm gonna give y'all all a warning shot, and I want y'all to pay attention to what just happened. Forza got rave reviews. They're gonna try to get Halo.
Oh,
They're
they're
gonna
gonna
try
kill
to.
Halo.
They're gonna try to kill Halo. Watch what I tell you.
oh
They
yeah,
can't
we was
kill it.
talking about that
They
before.
can't kill
All
it.
right.
They tried to kill Halo 5.
Hey, hey,
$5.8 billion generated.
hey,
Oh, that
hold on.
game is a flop. What?
Back to what you guys were just talking about. Now, and I listen to people say they miss racing games. I honestly haven't missed one racing game that was decent since Night Driver in 1978 that came out right alongside Indy 500 on Atari 2600. Google that piece of shit. And that's all we played, dude. Okay, so we lived that game. So I was playing Forza yesterday. I was playing yesterday. And I jumped off of this mountain. And dude, I kid you not. I couldn't believe what I was seeing and how this game felt. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it, and I said this to myself. And Flip and Live know what I think the greatest game ever made is that I don't even like. I do not like Grand Theft Auto, but Grand Theft Auto 5 is the best game ever made. I told them I played the game for about 10 hours. I golfed for 4 hours or so. I completed a mission just to get 10 achievement points and drove around town listening to music, parking my car, obeying traffic signals, and just chilling, driving the game. And every time I listen to someone talk about Grand Theft Auto 5, they had something different to say. Well, when I jumped off this fucking mountain in this damn game yesterday and I landed, I said, this is the greatest game I ever played. Now, it's not the greatest game I ever played, but that was a moment when I did that and when I landed and then this train came through this canyon. I said, what the hell's going on?
Oh, I ain't
The
even see the
game
train
is
yet.
amazing, dude. I mean, just amazing. Now, it's not the greatest game I ever played, but the Forza series is in my top 5 ever since Pong in 1976.
Ooh.
But that moment was right up there with the moment of when you first meet the Flood in Halo on Halo CE. And that's the greatest moment to me in video game history right there. When I ran into the damn Flood, I'm like, what the hell is this? You know? But that moment when I jumped off that cliff, this game is incredible, man. It's incredible. And to jump to something fast forward, how can you say this is not eligible for game of the year because it's a racer? Well, racing is the largest spectator sport. So don't go around chumping this shit like it ain't nothing. And then you have podcasters saying, well, Ratchet and Clank is going to be up for game of the year. This is the 16th or 17th iteration of Ratchet and Clank. That's more than all of the damn Forzas. What the fuck? You know, it's not like we haven't had platform games before. We had platform games back way back. So, you know, how could it not be up for game of the year? I mean, give me a damn break, dude.
No, they don't want it to be. And it's
They
what?
don't
The
want it to
thing I
be.
was watching
nobody
other thing.
important has said that. It's always
Hold up,
it's
Lemon.
always these
Other thing,
cronies speaking that, but
was
they don't
you was
matter.
right about. Hold up. What you wrote? The other thing, I don't know if y'all seen Destin. All of a sudden, since this game had came out, all of a sudden now they want to backtrack and say, oh yeah, Microsoft had some good games that came out on this console. Them games
No
was pretty
shit.
good. Now y'all want to say that?
Yeah, but they won't admit it.
Game,
Just be careful. They might try to downplay Halo's greatness.
They're gonna get
you know
that.
what?
They're gonna try to do it because there ain't no way they're gonna give two good games, two great games from Microsoft any props.
Nope.
Because you know they always switch up the narrative. Right now, it's cool to be an Xbox dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Yeah, right.
It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft is giving a lot of these Xbox people an identity again. Now they're able to speak up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're giving out so much free smoke. Because they've been taking backlash since 2013. Because in 360 era, PlayStation people was quiet.
Yeah.
What were you
had nothing to say?
Now I'm saying, like, you see the switch with a lot of shit. I was watching this YouTuber today. He was saying he basically was posting up that he was playing Halo 5 for the first time. I'm just watching him, listening to him play the game, and he's talking about. He was like, I don't understand why people ain't like the game.
Facts.
He's like, because from what I'm playing, this shit is amazing. So I'm sitting there, and well, he's like 5 hours in. Halo ain't that long. I think was it like 8, maybe 9 hours.
It all depends on what you're playing it on.
Right.
He was playing on the hard mode, and I think he was also playing. He was collecting everything though. He was trying to collect all the.
Well, then he's gonna be. It's longer than 10 hours if you collecting everything.
If you collecting everything,
he was trying to get all the access,
get your money worth.
data and shit. Yeah. So he was playing with his boy, going through the game, and
that's easy.
Just hit. But it's not like he only played Halo 5. Like he's basically one of those guys who's like, all right, I'm gonna play all these games leading up into Infinite, right? So he played, and he never played Halo before, so he's new to Xbox.
Hold on. So put your finger on that. Hey, 108, flip 100. Let me go after live finish. Go ahead, live. I got something for him. Go ahead.
Yes. So the dude's new to Xbox, basically finding out what Halo is and how it is, and he's a big time YouTuber. He has like 1 million subs, right? So he's sitting there talking about how. He was like, it's amazing that I did Call of Duty Vanguard and we have less people watching those streams than we do anytime I do Halo. It
Mhm.
was like, but
Now,
that tells you
live,
something.
listen to
Like,
this. Even though he's playing these Halo games, he won't know the story because I'll bet he didn't play Halo Wars.
No, he
I'll
didn't
bet
play those.
he
He said no. That's his first Halo.
I'll bet he
no,
didn't play Spartan Ops. I'll bet he didn't. And you missed two. I'll bet he didn't play ODST. Well, he probably played ODST, but you missed too much
well,
story
well,
if
he
you
didn't
don't.
play. He didn't play by himself. He played with his boy, who was a Halo fan. So he
Oh
was his
shit.
Halo
Okay.
guide.
Okay.
So
So
he
he
was a
was getting
noob.
narrated. All right. Okay.
Yeah. He
Okay.
was a noob, but his boy was filling him in on like
Okay.
everything that from who
Okay.
these people are and what that means
Okay.
and
Okay.
etc. Like the
Okay.
real, I forget what the grunts are called. Their actual name. But
What
he
who
was
is called?
grunts. They have like their actual
What
family
the hell
name.
you smacking
I
on,
forget what
man?
it's called.
Yeah, I
Ask
forget
me,
what the. I'll think of it. I'll
Taffy.
think of it soon. But yeah, yeah. All of them have different real names, and it's some amazing names, man. Like Baka and I will listen to some Halo lore. I'm confident to say Baka and I would listen to some Halo lore no less than 3 or 4 times a week. Okay,
Halo's the truth. It's my
it
favorite game.
is.
It's my
It is.
favorite game. And when it
Yeah, no
comes
doubt.
out and all you novices want to play, I guarantee you won't be in that rank mode with no radar. I guarantee you.
Oh, see now see 108. I ain't shit no more. You
No, I'm
know,
a problem. I keep my
but
fingers
see,
focused.
if I really got upset, then I bring my kids over here and I'd have them sit their ass down if somebody was talking all this shit, and they would have the controller and I would have the mic talking a lot of shit, and they would dust the world. Okay, both of them, my daughter and my son,
Damn.
22 and 19 respectively. That's why I don't play anymore, because I don't think I'm good enough going 17 and 17, 12 and 15, 15 and 12. I don't think that's good when my son is 34 and 1. 34 and 0, and my daughter is winning number one on the damn leaderboard. I don't think I'm good anymore. So I'll fall back and do something else because I can't handle that. So it's over for me. But I could admit that. Even racing, it's over for me in racing, dude. I can't hang with these cats no more.
But
But I
listen,
love the game.
we got to stay
So
focused. We got to do a team effort. 100 is not awake.
that's okay. He
Look.
provided he provided the forum. He provided the forum so we could come in here on a
Oh, no
late
doubt.
night event
But we're
and
gonna have to end the
address some
stream at some
issues.
point.
Yeah, because I gotta go to I have to be up in damn 4.5 hours.
Yo, I called about 40 minutes ago. I said, "Yup, he gonna go to sleep tonight." I see it in his face.
Mhm.
Damn, I was on mute the whole time. Hey, Lemon.
It's alive.
Hey, Lemon, why did that he always fall asleep when we about to end the show?
That's why I still be running.
I don't understand that.
Shout out, we got to shout
Yo,
out Playground
Flip,
Studios
nudge
for
that
doing an
nigga,
amazing
nudge him.
job.
Yeah, it
When
was
people
amazing. So
Look at that. That
they
nigga got
did an
sleep face. You
amazing
see that
job
nigga
with
He
a
face?
got
Look
up
at him. He
series.
now.
got sleep
Look,
face.
he got up now.
Hey
He
man,
got
y'all
sleep face.
leave
That nigga was
100 alone.
Now we
100 is to
gotta keep
hold up
drooling on
the
talking
that
to him.
pillow.
mantle.
It's like one of those movies when somebody gets shot, you be like, "Yo, you gotta stay awake. Yo, don't go to sleep. Don't close your eyes. Stay with me. Stay with me."
You ain't shit for that. You could do it. No. Tell my wife I love her. No, you
No,
gonna
you're
tell
gonna tell your wife. You're gonna be. We're gonna see them again.
her. Yeah, you ain't shit for that one. Damn, that was some bullshit right there.
Man. Yo,
But yeah, man, I'm
man. I
glad
had
you
to come
jumped
in
in
here.
here, dude.
Yeah, I had to come in here, man, because these reviews is even they be still giving it great numbers, but some of these people, man, friends or foes, stop. Listen, if you don't know how to do something, just stay away from it.
Just be like me, man. Fall back, take the defeat.
Listen, I know you want to be content creators, but some people just stop talking. Yo, listen, just keep the review generic. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Don't talk about landscapes you ain't been there. Don't talk about languages you don't speak.
And don't talk about their attire and the clothes that they're wearing because they try and dress
people
like us. You are, man.
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
you are.
It's like a blue collar guy trying to review Def Jam Fight for New York, and he don't know nothing about rap. Are you serious?
Hey, other thing, before you go, I just want y'all to know, since I'm the king pony out here, and I'm the only pony on the station, whatever, I want y'all to be thinking that I'm an Xbox god now. I don't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? This is the pony. This is the pony killer. This is the leader of the Pegasus. Thank you. No disrespect to Lyle.
I wish he wouldn't have said that shit.
I heard about living cracking niggas on the sidewalk and smacking people around and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. Thanks for coming out. Shout out to that boy flip money in my head, man.
Golly, dude, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't got no sense, man. I don't got no sense.
That was crazy, dude.
We gonna land down. We practice that shit.
Yo, yeah, we did that on the fly. Me and the phone, I said, phone. Guess what I'm gonna dress up at? I said, hey, listen, I had to go get my daughter glasses.
Hey, man. Oh, hey, also, A100, hold on. Hey, before. Hey, 100, and everybody, before we get out of here, hey, man, my fault. When Flip said we going on at, what'd he say, at 11 o'clock, I'm saying, all right, cool. I have enough time to take a shower, get ready for bed. And I looked at the clock and Flip sent me a message. I'm like, oh, shit, he mean 11 Eastern time. So I would have been here a long time ago, man. But at least I wasn't late for the show, though. At least I wasn't late for the show. But
what's in that glass, 100? What's in that glass, man? Yeah, first of all, we don't hear you.
Why he always mumbling when he's talking about what's in the glass? I'm right.
Hey, man, 100 is the mode of the magic.
This is the time in the bar when he go, yo, give me 3 more shots. The bartender be like, you had enough.
Yeah. Hey,
you need me to call you a car? I'm gonna call you a car.
Yeah. You had enough.
They're gonna call me one tomorrow.
Jesus.
My birthday weekend, man. Damn, can I celebrate?
Oh, now you want to talk about your birthday?
Oh yeah,
that's next week.
Look! As soon as he said talk about his birthday, the light in his room lit up. Y'all saw that?
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gone, man.
Well,
I'm gone.
Hey, well, good show, man. I'm glad you showed your ass up, Lemon.
Yo, he glad, be acting like a sucker now. He don't invite me anymore. He Hollywood.
Well, he probably don't invite you because you were gonna shoot at me, and then Flip pulled up. It's like, no, Zink, I got him. Go ahead and talk. That was the funniest shit. I told my boy about that the other day. I was like, let me say, oh, so we gonna talk about this live on air? That shit was hilarious, dude. Oh my, that shit was so fucking funny. God, that shit was funny as hell. Flip was like, that's all right, other thing. I got him. You go ahead and say what you got to say.